Good morning, everyone. It is going to be one of those days. We're having some fun here. Super excited. We have pharmacist Benjamin Knight-Fuchs with us again today. He was here a few months ago, but we've had some new things happening in True Treatment. So he's the creator of the skincare brand that I personally use and love. So we'll have lots of questions today, I'm sure, for Ben, because we have all been using the products for a while. And I know just walking through my facility, some of our people had some great comments that they are going to post and bring up to Ben. So I just want to send some love out to our community here in Northern California. On top of everything, we're experiencing fires again. So we're going to just push those fires away. No fires. We can't handle any more fires. So I'm praying that our community stays safe through this weekend and through this fire season, because I think we've all had enough, right? So please today, if you're joining me, throw some questions at us. And if you like our shows, click the button at the top. And also, you know how much I love travel, and I love to hear where you guys are coming from. So tell me where you're coming from and say hello. We've got Allison here on our comments. Feel free to say hi to Allie, and Tobin is helping me out with graphics, so feel free to say hi to Tobin. My heroes here that help me get through our day and that make the shows really fun, so I appreciate them so much. So let's get started, because we always know I have so much to talk about when Ben comes to the show. So welcome back, Benjamin Knight-Fuchs. Hello.
Thank you. So
Yes,
nice to see you again,
our registered
Jennifer.
pharmacist, cosmetic chemist, nutritionist. He is everything I wish I was.
And I wish I was beautiful like you.
Aw, you are. Allie
And
told me you got all pretty for me.
I love the hair.
Thanks. You know what? I don't usually wear it straight, but I decided
Beautiful.
today to throw a change in it. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Very pretty.
So we've had some really good changes, or some not changes, but new updates with True Treatments since we spoke last. But let's just quickly run through. True Treatments is a skincare brand created by Benjamin, and it is a very clean brand, very minimal ingredients, only necessary ingredients and active ingredients. It is alcohol-free, fragrance-free, cruelty-free, no artificial colors, organic, and sulfate-free. So these products really are just active ingredients. And we are so thrilled to be a retailer for your brand, Ben. It is growing and people love it.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I'm honored, because everything you carry, you approve of. It's like you gatekeep. You determine whether something is going to be, if something makes it through your editing gate or gatekeeping, people know it's going to be really, really good. And that's an honor for us to be part of your alignment or your array. We'll say.
I appreciate that, Ben. That is so true, because actually the more I know, the higher I raise the bar too.
Yeah, that's great.
And through the 15 years of running Beauty Care Choices, I started off not knowing a whole lot about ingredients, but through my health journey and through some other meeting amazing people like yourself and educating myself, and I love to learn. So that's why I always have connected with you, because you're just a wealth of information and education for me. And I appreciate you being so generous with me. But it's true. I think we all should do that. The more we know, we should raise our bar a little bit, right?
100%. Always keep, in Japan, they say kaizen, constant and never-ending improvement.
Absolutely.
Always
Let's say hi to Karen, Celine, Jen, Niles, Dave, Joe, Ashley. Yay, I caught this week. Thanks, Ashley. I'm so glad. And I know you know about my True Treatment. So throw some questions here for Ben.
Love questions. I love to engage. Pharmacy has a reputation. Pharmacists have a reputation for being the most trusted profession, and the reason that we're the most trusted profession is because we're trained in education. Yes. We're trained in answering questions. So when you have a question about your drugs or about your health condition or about herbs or about a vitamin or whatever it is that has to do with your health, typically most people go to the pharmacist. And that's something we take very seriously, and that's something I take very seriously. And I've always thought that in skincare, which is like such an intimate consumer segment of the consumer marketplace, so personal and intimate, I always felt that the consumer should have an advocate who actually makes products, who knows products, who actually understands the clinical sides of products, who understands ingredients. And I really pride myself on being much more than a skincare formulator or a pharmacist or even a chemist. I want to be an advocate for the patient. I want the patient to be able to feel like they can come to me for answers to questions about anything to do with health, nutrition, prescription drugs, skincare products, ingredients, whatever it is that's my expertise. I want to make myself available to my patients, as I call them.
Well, I am lucky to be a patient and to have your cell phone number, and I use it often. Ben,
I love it.
and I have a question. But that is so true. I've actually found myself that in the past where I'll be prescribed something and I'm unsure about it, but I'll ask my pharmacist, like, what are the side effects, or
Right.
does this interact with anything, or and it's like the doctor's prescribed it, but the pharmacist is really the one I want their opinion, because they know the drugs and they know the interactions and
you know what we specialize in when we go to pharmacy school? You know what my specialty is really? Ingredients. We call them drugs, but really they're active ingredients.
Absolutely.
The pharmacist is the ingredient expert, is the ingredient master, not the doctor, not the plastic surgeon, not the dermatologist. I love my doctor friends. I love my MD friends. This is no knock on anybody. I'm just saying it's in my wheelhouse to understand ingredients and to understand how ingredients work and how they work, not just in the bottle, but on the skin as well.
And you've taken this a step further because you're a cosmetic chemist and a nutritionist. So you know what goes on the outside goes on the inside. Our skin is our largest organ. And so anything going into your skin is directly going into your body, and it is going to have an effect on your health long term.
Absolutely. I'm a biogenist. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a biogenist. In other words, I study the molecules that make your body work. Drugs are analogs. They're artificial versions of what makes your body, of the molecules that make your body run, because you can patent them. You can't patent molecules that are in your body, but you can patent versions of molecules in your body. And that's what drugs really do. They look for the molecules that are making inflammation happen, or making pain happen, or making something go wrong in the body. And then they try to make an analog of those molecules to muck up the works, to throw a monkey wrench in the system. And that's why all your drugs are blockers or inhibitors or antis, or they always have some kind of negative connotation associated with them, because they're throwing a monkey wrench into the works of the chemistry of the body in order to affect some kind of change in the body. I do exactly the same thing, but I do it with molecules that are already in your body. Instead of mucking up the works and throwing a monkey wrench in it, I want to enhance and amplify and upregulate chemistry, upregulate biochemistry that's occurring in your body using those biogenic molecules. Biogenic meaning found in the body.
You read my mind, because you taught me that is the difference between the synthetic, bioidentic, which is something that's made to mimic what's in your body, but you deal with biogenic, which is actually the molecules in your body.
Yes, exactly. I want to know what's making your skin heal. What's making your skin moist anyway? What's making your collagen grow anyway? And then I want to stimulate that and enhance that. That's my goal always, is to try to support something that's already happening in your body, because the overall premise that I'm starting with is that your body's beautiful, and that your skin's beautiful, and that biochemistry is magical and divine, and there's everything we want in a beauty product or in a health product should be made up of chemistry that's already happening in your skin if you start with that premise, or already happening in your body if you start with that premise that your body's already beautiful. We just got to upregulate it.
And you told me that, like, I was asking you about carrier oils once a long time ago, if you remember this, and I'm like, would you use, avocado or coconut or this or this? And you're like, your body doesn't have avocado in it. Why are you putting that on your skin? And I also love another Ben line that I use all the time: that which heals your skin also anti-ages your skin. And so everything the pharmacist has created in Truth Treatments, let's give a little collage of what the products we're talking about. Everything in these products Ben has seen in the pharmacy also heals your skin. So when you come in with a burn and he has to prescribe you your burn medication, it's these megas and great, amazing ingredients that heal your skin. And then you also see it's also anti-aging and smoothing as it heals. This is exactly what we want in a skincare products. Is that the foundation of how we created these True Treatments?
Yes. If you break it down, if you go back to the molecular level, what kind of molecular action or molecular dynamics are occurring in a cell when it's healing? Well, you're getting collagen, and you're getting moisture factors, and you're getting cell division, and you're getting more proteins. That's exactly what you want in a beauty product.
Right.
That's exactly what you want in an anti-aging product. From a molecular standpoint, healing is very similar to beauty or beautification. So if you have a product that is healing skin, truly healing the skin, I'm not talking about like an antibiotic cream, which will kill bacteria and maybe speed the healing process, but I'm talking about ingredients that will fuel the healing process. They will also fuel the anti-aging process because it's really the same process.
Absolutely. And so I want to move on to a product that I accidentally stumbled upon. I had my regimen. We have the cleanser and the honey or the peppermint. And then I always use my trifecta here, which is amazing. These are the hero products to me in your brand. Everything is great, but this is a must have. If you're going to try one thing, you need the trifecta. Let's show them real close up, really quick, Tobin. He's also created a mini trifecta. So look at these, the hero products in a little trial kit. How cute is that? And then we also have our beginner's kit. And these are kind of all of your hero products, right, with then some also treatment ones. You got your retinol and your omega that you get to try as well. But then you still have your mineral spray and your C serum. And of course, the all-important, super important spoon.
Right.
That is the perfect dose, because otherwise, if you don't use this spoon, one, you're dipping your finger in these things and getting contaminants everywhere. And two, you're overusing product. So if you think, why are these so expensive? Because this should be a couple months supply. It's a tiny bit that you're using on your spoon. You're not using a fingerful. So those are my just overviews, recapping on Truth Treatments, how we want to utilize the products. But one of the products in here is your hyaluronic. And I accidentally, instead of grabbing the hyaluronic, I grabbed the alpha hydroxy energizing. And I got home and I'm like, there's something different. And then I read the bottle. I'm like, I grabbed the wrong one off the shelf. But I ended up loving it. So anyways, I want you to give us the story, but really quick, we have a question coming in. I have a friend with rheumatoid arthritis and sensitive skin prone to a bit of excess moisture and breakouts. She's looking for something that helps with the breakouts. Does she need something special?
Yeah, when you have rheumatoid arthritis, you've got a jumpy immune system. When you have a jumpy immune system, you're prone towards inflammation. And also prone towards, there's also an overlap, we'll say, between the digestive system and autoimmune diseases. So this is a woman who's got a lot of stuff going on. I would start off very, very slow. And most importantly, I would try to get the rheumatoid and the immune condition under control. And the best way to do that is with food. As you know, Jennifer, there is a major, major connection between the gut and the skin, between the digestive system, the digestive tract, specifically the intestine, and the skin. And anytime you have an autoimmune disease, you almost by definition have an intestinal issue. A rheumatoid comes from the word blood. Rheuma means blood. And that means right in the name, you can see you have a blood condition. Well, the only way things get into the blood are pretty much eating, unless you're injecting things IV. The only other way that things get into the blood is through food. So almost by definition, a rheumatoid problem, such as rheumatoid arthritis, is a digestive problem. This is also going to show up on the skin. That's probably what she's experiencing. The good news is with correct digestive strategies, that is food elimination diet, keeping a food diary, and using digestive support strategies,
like enzymes or your probiotics and stuff like that.
All of that. Not only can you improve your rheumatoid arthritis, which is a miserable condition, but you can also improve your skin at the same time. So I would be working on digestive strategies for this gal, and then using something very benign on the skin, like our Truth Transdermal C Balm would be ideal, or also even our Truth Transdermal C Serum and our Biomimetic Mineral Mist. But I wouldn't do anything that's really stimulating for the skin until she calms down the immune system.
Absolutely. And then what about the supplements too, Ben? You guys have some great supplements here. It seems like we maybe should start from the inside out. Any one of these that she could try with?
All three of them will be great. The Blemish Repair Complex, even though I call it a Blemish Repair Complex, is really a liver detox supplement. my thinking when I formulated the product is if we targeted the liver, we would get benefits on the skin. And indeed, that's exactly what happens. But the target is the liver. And what that means is not only are you getting skin health benefits, but you're also getting liver health benefits. And the liver, as we know, metabolizes drugs. It helps process amino acids and vitamins. It's got all kind of it's a digestive structure that helps the body deal with deal with sugar. Fatty liver disease is a big problem. So it's an overall health supplement because it targets the liver. It's even effective for hangovers if you take it before you go out drinking. Because
I happen to know Ashley's a nurse, and I'm not going to say that she needs the hangover thing, but I'll definitely know you're speaking her language, especially because she's all about nutrition too. Thank you for that advice right on the spot. And
then one more thing I should tell you is collagen. We all love collagen for our skin, but collagen is the most important protein in the body. And anywhere where you have connective tissue, you're going to have collagen. And one of the major places is connective tissue all over the body. The bones are connective tissue. The heart sits on a skeleton of connective tissue. The skeleton is connective tissue. The blood is connective tissue. But there's also connective tissue that keeps your intestines strong. That keeps your intestines robust and helps them maintain their flexibility. So the collagen recovery complex is also a great intestinal support supplement, in addition to being great for your skin and any other place where you have collagen. So if you have leaky gut issues, you may want to consider the collagen recovery complex. Have you heard of glucosamine?
I have.
Glucosamine,
for your memory, right?
What's that?
Is that for your memory?
No, it's for arthritis. They use that. That's the main thing. They use it for arthritis.
Okay.
But it's also got tremendous benefits for the digestive system. It acts as a lectin blocker. Lectins are plant defense molecules, and glucosamine also helps thin the blood. So for a rheumatoid arthritis patient, our collagen recovery complex, which contains glucosamine, in addition to hyaluronic acid and a bunch of other collagen connective tissue support nutrients, would be ideal. And then, of course, fulvic minerals are great for everything. And you were talking about the AHA exfoliator.
Back to the story.
The reason why it's so nice is because, and also our hyaluronic mineral hydrator as well, is the base is our minerals. And I call them minerals, but they're not really minerals. They're really atoms, as in individual pieces of electronic energy. You ever see the periodic table?
Yes.
Each one of those little boxes represents a little piece of, we call it an atom, but really it's a little piece of electronic energy. And these little pieces of electronic energy are produced in the stars. They're produced in supernovas and explosions, but they're also produced in the soil in response to little bacteria that live on the surface of the stuff underneath the soil. Earth is a big rock, and on top of the rock, you have a little bit of soil. Earth is about 5,000 miles, the diameter of it, and the top, which is about 3 feet, is where all the action happens. Underneath Earth, it's just rock, like the moon. It's basically dead. Not quite like the moon, but it's basically dead. But these little bacteria have an ability to chew up the rock and secrete out magical elements. And these magical elements are responsible for all the fauna that live and all the plant material and everything that lives on the plant material on planet Earth. And they're extremely powerful. In fact, if you're a farmer or you're a gardener and you sprinkle these elements on your soil, you get much bigger plants. They call these elements fulvic elements or fulvic minerals. You'll hear the term. And when the fulvic minerals are complex or connected up to vitamins and amino acids and fatty acids, they call them fulvic complexes. And I love using them in skincare products. There you go. That's exactly what those are.
Your whole fulvic complex. That's exactly what it is, right?
That's exactly right.
Cellular repair.
The atoms in there form the basis of our AHA exfoliator. Here's what's really cool. It all has to do with electronics. We love chemistry. You and I are in the skin business. We love ingredients. We love chemistry. And we live in a chemocentric world in the sense that we focus on chemistry a lot. We focus on drugs, or we focus on nutrients, or we focus on foods, or we focus on things that are in skincare products, because we're looking at the chemistry. But underneath chemistry, you have electronics. Chemistry only works because of the electrical energy underneath. What makes a chemical effective or powerful or too powerful and toxic is the way it's electronically configured. So electricity is really what it's all about, not chemistry. When you use alpha hydroxy acids like glycolic acid, lactic acid, malic acid, all these alpha hydroxy acids, what you're doing is you're sending out positive charges. Positive charges are stimulated. You look at a battery, you see positive charges, negative charges, right? Positive charges and negative charges form a battery. Positive charges are the end result of acid. And what they do is they have a stimulating effect. They kick a cell in the butt. you may have heard how you always want your body to be non-acid. You don't want to be, have you ever heard this concept of acid alkaline for the body?
Right, well, that's why you drink your apple cider vinegar or your hot lemon water in the morning, right?
Well, not quite. That's more for the digestive system, but for the blood, a lot of people will drink alkaline water.
Okay.
They think it's the alkaline because we hear a lot of bad stuff about acid. Well, no, not coffee. we hear a lot. But here, check this out. Turmeric.
Oh gosh, I'll stick with my coffee. What are you drinking?
Turmeric juice.
What is it?
Turmeric juice.
Oh, turmeric. Okay.
So
sorry.
Anyway, so acid has a bad
healthy for me, but I try and keep up.
Acid has a bad reputation, and sometimes there's actually these books out called that refer to things like alkalinize or die, and don't be too. The general understanding is that you don't want to be acidic, but it's really a misunderstanding, because acid is not necessarily bad for you. Acid just kicks you in the butt. And that's why people think it's bad. Acid is the end result of stress. When a cell is under stress, it will become more acidic because acid is associated with wastes.
I hate to even bring this up, but it's a question on my mind, so I want to ask if you know about it. But I've heard, though, also cancers form in an acidic environment. Is that correct?
Cancer can handle an acidic environment. Exactly right. And this is where acids get a bad rap.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. Acids are an icon for stress. When a system is stressed, it will become more acidic. So the misunderstanding is that stress is a bad thing. See, Jennifer, stress is not a bad thing. It's out of balance stress that's a bad thing.
You know, it's weird, though. It's bringing up everything we use for stress handling, alcohol, cigarettes, coffee, all of that, it's all acidic. Isn't that weird?
Yes, because there's a relationship between stress and acid. That's exactly right.
Okay.
But it's not so much stress. We don't want to think about stress as being something to avoid. We want to think about stress as something to manage, because stress is a precursor to growth. There is no growth without stress. Stress, that's why you go to the gym.
It's the energy we give it, right?
If you don't go to the gym and put stress on your muscles aren't getting bigger. It's a fact of nature that you grow in response to stress. If you have a plant, I imagine you have plants at home. How do you make your plant nice and bushy? What do? You cut the leaves off. I kill them all,
but yeah. Cut them back. Maybe your hair too, how you trim it.
The body needs the biological system, whether it's the body or whether it's a plant or whether it's a cell, depends on stress to grow. Acid represents stress. Acid represents a positive charge. And so sometimes acids will get a bad rap. But we know that if you lift weights until you feel the burn, have you ever done, feel the burn?
That's
right? What is the burn?
That's your muscle growing. It has to tear down in order to rebuild, right?
It's a chemical.
It's a what?
It's a chemical. Acid, lactic acid.
Right.
It's an acid, exactly. Now, here's the issue. If you go to the gym and you put positive charges on your muscles by lifting weights until you feel the burn, you put acid in there, you'll grow, but you won't maximally grow unless you put negative charges to match up with the positive charges.
So I know this is a long way around. We're talking about the alpha hydroxy energizer and alpha hydroxy acid, right?
Alpha hydroxy acid, but I didn't just put the word energizing in there because I thought it was a good word. It really means something. Okay. It really means something. Positive charges come from the acid. Negative charges come from the electrolytes, the minerals, the fulvic minerals. And when positive charges meet up with negative charges, you don't get stress, you get a current, you get a battery, you get energy. This is where the energy comes from. We put in positive charges with negative charges. And this is why I
gives you your exfoliation
action. Physics or understanding electronics underneath chemistry gives you a lot of power. Because now most companies will just put in alpha hydroxy acids. That's great. But where are you getting the negative charges from? If you just put positive charges on the skin, you're going to get some irritation. You're going to get inflammation. And this is where alpha hydroxy acids get a bad rap. But if you use our minerals with the positive charges, that mitigates the inflammation, that mitigates the irritation, and it allows you to get the growth benefits of the acids without the downside that people usually associate with alpha hydroxy acids.
So that's why the minerals in here also, or do we need to use our mineral mist with it?
No, they're in there. They're
already in here.
They're in there. There's 80 minerals in there.
Wow.
80 and they're not minerals. I keep saying minerals because that's the colloquial term. They're elements or electrolytes. A mineral is a rock. A mineral has minerals. Everything's made up of atoms, right? A mineral is made up of atoms all smushed together. What these bacteria have an ability to do that live in the soil is they can stretch out those atoms. So instead of being smushed together like a mineral, they're now on a long chain as individual atoms.
You're such a scientist, right?
What's that?
You're such a scientist.
Well, it becomes relevant. Let me tell you, it becomes relevant because a rock can't do anything.
Right.
If you put a rock in water, it's just going to sink. But once they've been stretched out onto a long string, they dissolve in water, and now they can conduct electrical energy. Instead of sinking, they're going to dissolve in the water, and that makes them electrically active or alive rather than dead. A rock is dead. You're not going to get nutritional value or electrical value, or much of it anyway, from a rock. But once those elements have been strung together by the bacteria in the soil, now they're alive. They can go into liquid. They can conduct electrical charges. They can become magnetic. And this is one of the neat things about these minerals is they're magnetic to the point where that's how plants get their nutrition. They actually, these long chains of atoms will magnetically pull in vitamins, fatty acids, and amino acids, and create these magnetic nutritional complexes that go into the plant and dump off their contents into a plant cell. And the same thing that happens in a plant and in a plant cell happens in skin cells. And that's why whenever you take an active ingredient and mix it in with the elements, you get better penetration of those elements. They act as transdermal ingredients.
So this alpha hydroxy energizing exfoliator I've now added into my regimen. It's a more of a once a week kind of thing, but it's to alpha hydroxy acids to improve the uneven skin tones and texture, and to draw moisture to the skin, and then also to support and improve the weakened tissues, right? If you have some weakness. So great product. I'm so glad I stumbled upon it and added it into my skin. I think it really brought it to a next level. We have another question coming in. Karen says, my retinol turned very watery after it got warm and it never turned solid again. Is this normal, and is it still okay to use?
Still okay to use. Stick it in the fridge. It'll get hard within an hour or two. It'll be exactly the same. Yeah.
There you have it. We've had that question because we have so much heat going on right now. So
right.
We've actually seen that in some ways in shipping. So we'll know that probably. Yeah, put them back in the fridge.
Hours will be the same. I didn't use any emulsifiers. I didn't want to put a lot of chemicals in there. I wanted to create as clean a product as I could possibly create. So there's only 3 or 4 ingredients in all of these. In most of my products, my omega-6 has a little bit more, and the cleansers have a little bit more. But the Truth Transdermal C Balm and the retinols are only made with 3 or 4 ingredients. And so if they break down or they melt, I should say, in heat, just stick them in the fridge. They'll set right up again.
Perfect. And they're just good as new. So we also have another question. Allison's running a poll right now. Her and Tobin came up with a poll to run. And it seems like a lot of people that are tuning in right now have trouble with oily skin.
Yes.
So what is our oily skin regimen? What for those struggling with oily skin?
Okay. Oily skin, first of all, needs to be regarded, like all skin conditions, as an internal problem, not a topical problem, usually involving the stress hormone cortisol, which is related obviously to stress, but it also can be connected to low blood sugar, hypoglycemia. So between problems with hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, and which follows high blood sugar, by the way. So it's kind of high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster, where high blood sugar leads to low blood sugar, high blood sugar leads to low blood sugar, like that. Coaster. It's like a roller coaster. So between the high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster and cortisol, those are your 2 main, the nexus of oily skin. So work on your sugar, work on your adrenal glands, nutrients like zinc and vitamin C and chromium. All of these are helpful. Vitamin B5 is really helpful. Topically, use your AHA energizing exfoliator and retinol. Those are your 2. There you go. Those are your 2 go-tos for oily skin or for acne. Now you can still use, and you should still use, vitamin C and our fat-soluble vitamin C. So the best way to do our vitamin C products, because it is 100% active and functional, so there's no water, there's no filler. It's a really heavy drop. I mean, when I say heavy drop, it's heavy. So
it is heavy, you guys. If you use, literally, he gave us this tiny dropper. If you use more than 1 tiny drop, you're going to end up a little bit.
Yes, you don't need more than 1 drop. Some people like 2, but 1 or 2 drops. If you take a spray.
I'm really dry, so I do 2 drops. But
you have your mist?
Yes.
Take you want to do it right now?
Mm-hmm.
Put 2 drops in the palm of your hand.
Yep.
2 drops of the transdermal C serum in the palm of your hand.
Yep.
And 2 spritzes. 2 spritzes. Now rub your hands together.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're wearing makeup, so don't put it on your face, but put it on your arm. You can see how it doesn't feel, even though they're heavy, it doesn't feel heavy.
No.
If you dilute those,
I actually use it as a makeup primer, Ben. I do my trifecta is actually replaced a makeup primer for me, which is your your hyaluronic, your mineral mist, and your vitamin C drops.
So let's check out this makeup primer you just put on. A vitamin C makeup primer, a mineral makeup primer, a hyaluronic acid makeup primer, a honey makeup primer, a glycogen. By the way, I don't think we talked about glycogen. Glycogen is cell energy. Glycogen is a form of sugar that cells derive energy from. So we use glycogen in a lot of our products, including our exfoliator.
So for our oily skin people, we're gonna do the
retinol
trifecta and the retinol and the alpha hydroxy energizer and the trifecta.
And the trifecta, exactly.
That would be our kind of regimen for them.
Those 5 products.
Right. And then also pay attention to how much sugar you're eating and in your stress levels. That
and your
will
stress
also
levels
help
and
your
all nutrients for your adrenal glands. You know, your adrenal glands are your stress glands. And by the way, Jennifer, as a woman gets older and goes into perimenopause and menopause, this puts a big burden on the adrenal glands. And so it's really important that women in who are perimenopausal and menopausal really pay attention to adrenal gland health, because the ovaries,
why that is, Ben?
What's that?
You know why that is?
Why?
Because we get to an age where we've just had enough shit.
And you had enough dealing with men.
You've taxed us. Our nerves are fried, right? And so we have to go through this process to settle our nerves back down. This is so funny. When I first met Ben, I'm walking through a hair show, got my things, and Ben stops me and he says, "Do you know you have some unprocessed estrogen?" That was his pickup line, right? "Hey friend, nice to meet ya."
Jennifer, people are going to believe that.
Right. We talk everything. Ben and I, feel free to throw the questions out here. So yes, sorry to interrupt. That's what perimenopause and menopause means, girls. We've reached that intolerable level.
Your point's well taken about progesterone. Progesterone is really, really valuable stuff. I'm going to send you some today. We just got our labels, so I'm going to send you some today. Progesterone is really, really important for the adrenal glands for a woman. A lot of the signs of the unpleasantness of menopause is really signs of an exacerbated stress response. Insomnia, problems sleeping, oily skin, weight gain, depression, anxiety. All of these issues are, we consider them to be part of menopause, but in a lot of ways, they're really a stressed out adrenal system.
Yeah.
And so working on the adrenal glands is a really powerful strategy, not just for oily skin, not just for stress management, but also for stabilizing and preventing or at least mitigating some of the symptoms that we assume are natural and normal part of menopause.
And that's why you always go back to watch, so oily skin, dry skin, whatever your skin issue is, it has to start with the internal system. So go back to make sure you're exercising, make sure you're eating correctly, make sure you're doing forms of stress reduction through meditation or whatever your process is to relax, take a bath, all of those things, right? To de-stress yourself is going to be the first thing to help your skin, and then let's work topically.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, that's so important that we recognize that nutrition or topical skincare is like icing on the cake. The cake is what you're doing inside your body. You have a really good cake and you put icing on top of it, that just makes the cake more beautiful.
Right.
And it enhances the value of the cake. But if you have a crappy cake, and you put icing on top of it, you still got a crappy cake. So the goal is to build up the inside while you're taking care of the outside. You do them simultaneously, the way I look at it.
Nobody wants a crappy cake, because really, crappy cake, it might still taste good, but it's not going to be desirable, right?
It might look good, but you bite into it and it tastes awful. Right? So you want to make sure, there's a lot of people you could say that are like that.
A crappy cake.
A lot of skin, we put moisturizer on top of dry skin. We think we've done something to the dry skin. No, you haven't done anything to the dry skin. Now you just have dry skin with moisturizer on top.
Right. I'm like, how about this avocado oil? He's like, great, you got avocado oil on your skin. It's going to be shiny until it washes off.
I know you haven't done anything for the dry skin. You know, we set the bar so low on what we need for skincare because our expectations, we don't expect anything. What I'm trying to do with the truth is I'm trying to redefine what can be expected from a skin health product. And this is why if you go on truthreview.com, you'll see 500 or more at this point, 5-star reviews, is because we're redefining what you can expect from a skincare product, what you should expect from a skincare product. That is,
you know why, Ben?
Yeah.
It's the truth.
And that's the truth.
And that's the truth.
Thanks for appreciating the truth. That says a lot about you.
It is, you know what, I do appreciate the truth. And I know just through a lot of what I've learned and studied, all of these extraneous fillers and the parabens and the sulfates and all of the things that we add to the products aren't the truth. I mean, that's not what we're looking for. And we like the biogenic replacing. I work on everything on my system. I don't do medications or anything like that. I work on anything that naturally occurs in the body. So that's usually where my stance for myself comes from. So I do want to talk just really quick. We have two really new things that we haven't covered really yet. One, the Hyaluronic Honey Mask. And we also didn't talk last time about the Vita Mask. And
right.
Oh my gosh, this thing literally, I could live with the smell. What is this smell? The Vita Mask smells so amazing.
The Vita Mask is a slow release delivery system of vitamins. So it's a nighttime treatment. It's designed to, you can wear it, you don't have to wear it at night, but we formulated it to be a nighttime treatment where you leave it on when you go to sleep, or also another good time is to leave it on if you take a bath. The warmth from the bath will help everything penetrate. So it's nice to use, put it on your skin, take a bath, and then rinse it off, or a shower for that matter.
It is a rinse off though. You don't just leave it on, right?
No, you can leave. Oh, you don't leave it on permanently, but you leave it on overnight, but then rinse it off in the morning. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy. I mean, there's no reason not to leave it on. It is just a little bit heavy because it's designed to like sit on the surface of the skin and have a slow release delivery of vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, and fat-soluble vitamin C, which I'm a big fan of, as you know. So it's kind of a delivery system. There's also a very elegant form of liposome, not exactly a liposome, but a very elegant form of liposome that acts as a delivery system for the vitamins. There's also squalane in there, and of course, it doesn't have any fillers or waxes or emulsifiers or any the stuff that's the extraneous stuff. Then the honey HA mask is more cooling, so that's more like a morning time mask. First thing in the morning. You just leave it on, just put it on in the morning, and then brush your teeth and do whatever you're doing, to take care of your morning business, and then kind of wipe it off and leave a little film on the surface. It's honey, vitamin C, and vitamin E basically, and it's really cooling. It's in a cool gel base, and then we market them as AM/PM. As an AM/PM mask.
Awesome, AM/PM. Do your honey in the morning and your Vita Mask at night.
Correct.
And I love that the products too work through the night. It is crazy for me, I guess, at maybe the age, and I'm a side sleeper, but if I don't put on my omega and stuff at night, and I wake up, and especially if I've slept hard, I have all these creases everywhere, my face, my chest, everything's like creased up. But if I put the omega and the vitamin C serum or the vitamin C balm on at night, you have that time release, so it kind of works through the night, keeping your skin nice and supple as you sleep, and you do avoid a lot of those creases that then become permanent wrinkles.
Yeah, and you've got 8 hours to deliver vitamin A and C and D and E and K. You got 8 hours for it to just seep into your skin, or 6 hours, however long you're sleeping, to seep into your skin in a kind of slow, timed release fashion.
Right. That's amazing. So Jen, just real quick, and before we get back to just the last few questions, you kind of came out with a really cool new tool that I think a lot of people will be interested in. It is the Ultrasonic Device. And it's got somewhat of a little bit of a vibrating to it.
It vibrates at a pretty good clip. It helps drive inactive ingredients. Some people use it for as a cleanser, as like a scrub, and an electronic scrub version. It's a handy little tool. It's not going to help you on its own, but it helps if you use it with our products.
Yeah, and I like the ultrasonic vibration. I personally, and you taught me this in the very beginning, when you do, especially I will use my mineral mist right over makeup all throughout the day. But when I first put it on without makeup, you taught me to really rub your products in. So many people want to do this and pat, where honestly, if you do a good rub, and I mean really rub it in, you feel almost like a release too. It's almost like a sinus release with your all of it working together.
You know how much energy we hold in our face over time? You know, there's a guy named Wilhelm Reich who talked about how as we age, little tiny contractions occur in our body every time we get scared. And by the time we're old, we have accumulation of contractions, little hard spots. He called it armoring, that block blood flow, block electrical energy, slow down healing, accelerate the aging process. Well, your face has even more of them. Your face has all these little micro contractions, and by the time we're old, that's one of the major reasons why we get wrinkles, is these micro contractions. So massaging this face is so important. I don't know who came up with the idea of like doing this to your face. You miss a gold opportunity to increase blood supply, increase electrical energy, improve detoxification, drive active ingredients inside. So yes, massage, and then if you use your little vibrating tool, that will help drive active material even deeper. Plus, it will impart electrical energy by delivering mechanical energy. Mechanical energy turns into electrical energy in the skin, so you can upregulate the electricity of the skin with mechanical vibration, whether for the machine or even just from your fingers.
Right. So you can use it to supplement, do your own massage, but then also use it just to get a little bit more stimulation to your skin.
Yes, especially under the eyes, by the way. That's a great place if you have bags under the eyes, especially first thing in the morning, to help relieve congestion. Bags under the eyes are usually caused by lymphatic fluids, so to help relieve congestion, you can use it under your eyes, or to stimulate collagen, you can use it around your eye area.
You know, I used to kind of wake up, I have allergies, and I used to kind of wake up with a little sore throat, and I think it was just like sleeping with the air conditioner or something like that on, or the heater, and your sinuses just don't process as well. So now that I'm doing my nighttime regimen, and I actually, I'll use also a roller ball or a jade ball sometimes, or just because it feels good. Or just do your own really good massage. I've actually woke up and not felt like the clogged sinuses or your lymphs are clogged and you have to wait for it to drain and stuff. So a little nighttime massage does also just help you through the night. Probably also be able to breathe well.
Yes. Do you ever get a facial massage?
Of course, I've had many facials, and all good facials come with a good massage. It's just like all pedicures are all about the massage. For me, it's always about the massage.
The massage is great.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought if we really cared about health in this country, we would have national massage insurance.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
I honestly think it should be covered. Maybe we should have National Massage Day. You know, after our pandemic's over and we're allowed to touch people again at some point, maybe, you know, let's have a national massage day where you just walk around and say, hi, let me give you a back rub.
Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be great? Everybody gets a back rub from everybody else. That means you get 7 billion back rubs from all the people in the world.
I would love that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
We underestimate the importance of touch and the importance of massage for improving the immune system, reducing anxiety, anti-aging, building tissue, healing. The
healing adrenals, wounds. It's just so calming. You know, I always say that. There's nothing more healing than a good hug.
Even just a hug, absolutely. You know, and especially in this day and age of social distancing, it becomes even more important that for our loved ones that we connect with each other physically, that we touch each other.
Absolutely.
Actually, fingertips to skin.
Okay, well, here's my hug to you. I'm so thankful for you to come on and give us another rundown of our truth treatments. And we're going to put this up on our website. This is a new piece that he's created, and it is so amazing. It gives you exactly what the products are and then the 3 main tips of what that product does. So if you want to tune in later, we'll definitely try and get it up on Facebook today so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And then also, we know that everybody loves how amazing your product packaging is, but it's also so very quality that you feel bad about getting rid of it. And so Ben has given us another card too to reuse your products. So you can definitely turn any of these applicators into your own type of, he's given you deodorant ingredients or insect repellent or a nail cream or a lip sugar scrub. So feel free, if you have these extra jars sitting around, make your own little sugar scrub or lip scrub or something like that. So we'll put these on the Facebook page also today. Tune in and So you can see all different ways to use your products and be sustainable.
Yeah, even coins or thumbtacks. I keep my thumbtacks in my old jars.
Yeah, it's great. And they're also, you know what I used mine for the last time? To travel with my earrings. I put my jewelry in there to travel, you know, because it's sealed completely and it's
that's great.
Yeah, safe.
I'm gonna have to add that to the card. That's a great one.
And a little jewelry travel case. Yeah, exactly. Ben, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you guys have more questions for Ben, put them below. He'll definitely be checking back, or I'll be checking back, and we'll get you answers on your questions. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Jen. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Thank you so much for all your knowledge as always. Well, he is just a load of information, and so much so that sometimes I honestly have to struggle, and I know I love my ingredients. So definitely feel free to rewatch this if you needed to get more on everything that he shared with us. It's always so much information. I have to go back and rewatch it myself just to really grasp all of the molecular talk because I want to get it, and I'm a nerd like that. But thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We appreciate you being here. We hope you enjoy learning as much as I do, and we will see you next Friday. Bye for now.